Hello everybody, how's it going? My name is InkEyes. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Dungeon of the Endless, one of my all-time favorite games. I can't get enough. I can't stay away from this game. It's just so good. It's too good. I miss it. We're gonna have another pod run. If you remember, we've basically, out of all the available pods, out of all the unlocked pods, we've won every single one of them at least one time. Like, yeah. And the drill pod, which is like infinite, we got to floor 34, which was above and beyond the minimum requirement to unlock the sanitary pod, which was the hard mode, or like the ultra hard mode that you couldn't even pause. The only one that we didn't get a win on was the organic pod, which we did on easy, which is the hard mode, and we got to floor 11 out of 12, and then died there. But it was a valiant effort. We're gonna go back. I mean, gosh, I miss this game so much. The music, the art style, just the gameplay, just so freaking well done. I don't know what happened to games like back in the day. Well, not back in the day, but like a few years ago, they were making games like this one. It's so good. I feel like the indie game industry, like, it's kind of like in a lull right now, making kind of samey survival games and like zombies. I don't want to get into like that kind of stuff. But anyway, yeah. So organic pod is the only unlocked one that we haven't actually played. I mean, won. But we have a victory for this one, this one, this one. We don't have the library pod or the refrigerator pod, which I'm very curious about, because you only play with one hero, one faster and stronger hero for the entire game. You can't heal them, but if they die, you can resurrect them with food. And you also get like a ton of resources apparently, and this one's like kind of similar to that as far as like resources, artifacts, and software modules are more common. But heroes are smarter but less powerful and cannot even carry weapons, so it's more of like a tower defense sort of game. For this pod, this one requires researching all level 1 modules in a winning game, and then this one requires the enemies never touching your crystal in a winning game. And yeah, so what I'm gonna do today, we're gonna do the regular old escape pod, and in order to ensure success for these requirements, especially this one, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play on too easy, which would be normal, and we will randomize heroes or take somebody who hasn't won before. Max, okay, and you've had 2 victories. You have had 0. Sarah, stay with us, Sarah. Gork, you've had 1 victory. Dina, you have had 1. Oppa, you've never won before? Oppa, get on the team right now. 2 victories for Kensha. Tro's never won either. What the heck? 0 for Rosetta. So we kind of have a team of 4 heroes that have never won a pod before, which is okay, doesn't matter. But if we did go to another pod of 4 heroes, we could have taken that. I'm just gonna start with the escape pod. We're gonna jump in. We're gonna set a timer here. Oh yeah. If you've never played this game before, it's super simple. It's very intuitive. If you watch it, you'll understand it. But just to give anybody who's never seen it or never seen me play it, quick overview. It's a turn-based game, ish. Every turn is a door you open. Every door you open, you get resources, and you can see plus how many resources per open door you will get, and then you can spend your resources on things that can generate more resources, or defenses and, you know, supportive modules and things like that, which is the tower defense aspect of the game. So every room that you go into has a chance of having like a major module slot in it, and then a bunch of like tiny minor module slots, so you can like put down a food generator and then like turrets around it. things like that. Every room that you open has a chance of spawning monsters in it, and every unlit room will also have a chance to spawn enemies when you open doors. So what you want to do is you want to collect dust, and this dust can be used. Every 10 dust can be used to power a room. You can power and unpower rooms. The benefit of powered rooms, but they have to be like, you know, directly connected from the power crystal that we have in here. They have to be connected rooms if you're going to power. Like, you can't have a gap room between two rooms that you want to power. They have to be connected. Powered rooms can have modules in them, and they prevent enemy spawns. And, you know, the vice versa. If you have unpowered rooms, enemies will come in from it, and you will not have a chance to produce any resources or create any modules in them. I think you can create modules in them, but they just won't work until you power that room. The other thing is that once you find the exit to every floor of the dungeon, you just carry this crystal to that elevator to power the elevator and go to the next floor. So we're on floor 1. We need to get to like floor 13. There are 12 playable floors, and then floor 13 is victory. We have a couple of heroes. They all have their attributes, many stats, equipment, active skills, passive skills, things like that, background stories and whatnot. We've already covered these guys in previous series, and I'm not gonna read through the biographies again. So let's just get started. We're gonna head out of the only door that our crashed pod has. First room, power it. We have a major module slot. It's very important to have food, because food is what you use to not only heal your heroes if they take damage and are about to die, but food is what you need to level them up. Eventually we're gonna need science to not only restore their active abilities if we need to use them again, but also research like new modules that we can make in different rooms. And we also have industry, which is the sole resource responsible for making modules. So industry for modules, science for research and hero ability reset, and food for healing and leveling up, and then dust for powering rooms. Pretty simple. You have a backpack that can store 4 items from one floor to the next, and you can have like an inventory of items per floor, but whatever you leave in the inventory will be gone. As you can see, items saved for the next floor, items lost when leaving floor. So we have this. This floor is not going to be that dangerous, so we're going to carry on. We're gonna keep going. You can zoom out, you can scroll out to see the overall map. Let's just take care of these two little dudes. It is important to check your self before you wreck yourself. Simply put, check your abilities before you go into situations that you will regret. Like, some heroes get extra power if they go into a lit room. Some heroes will you know, they will gain malices instead of bonuses if they're like alone or together with other people, or in a lit room or a dark room. It's like a ton of different things. And you have, like, for example, pack of dogs, which gives a percentage of attack increase to anybody who has pack of dogs, which would be a category of the heroes that we can select, because you have the crew members, you have the prisoners, and you have the natives of this planet that we crashed on. So Hotbot has a pack of dogs, which is not going to activate because there's not going to be anybody who has pack of dogs nearby, but he can repair modules, which is fantastic. Sarah, she's very fast. She's probably going to be my crystal carrier, 46 speed versus 34 speed. And she has an active ability already right now, which gives her extra speed, which you cannot activate actually if you're carrying a crystal, sadly. But she's very good at covering bases. Like, if you need like some sort of extra defense on one side of your base, you can just run across very quickly. She also gets 10% extra defense when grouped with other people they trust, which has got your back, which is also not going to trigger. So these two belong to completely different factions of heroes. Hopefully we'll come across other heroes that can benefit from these bonuses as well. Otherwise, let us carry on. So as you can see, our heroes are already at a disadvantage because they don't have, you know, all the conditions required to be at their full potential, basically. So as you can see, we've already run out of dust. There's a chance that when you open a door, you get dust. There's a chance when you kill monsters, a very low chance that you will get dust from some monsters. But dust is very, very important. If your crystal gets attacked, you will lose dust. If you lose all your dust, you will lose the planet Arrakis. The one. He who controls the dust controls the dungeon. But anyway, it's pretty bad because now, for example, if we open this door, then this room that is not lit is going to spawn monsters, maybe. But we're gonna have to carry on. We want to see exactly what the layout is like, where we can go, what we can do. We will get notified if enemies are coming from a specific room. They're not gonna totally blindside us. Also, earlier floors are smaller, and as you progress, the floors get larger. Another important tip that a lot of people don't know is that if you leave one of your heroes in an unpowered room, then that unpowered room will not spawn enemies. As you can see, when a hero enters a room, there's like an emergency light sort of situation that comes on. It's not complete darkness. And this little bit of light is what prevents enemies from spawning in that room. Kinda, I guess. But fortunately, right now we know that linearly we just need to like go up right now. I think we have enough unpowered rooms to be a little worried about our situation when it comes to defending. So I'm just going to put down one prisoner prod, which is our basic turret in this room, and carry on. And this is going to be like a little bit of support. If we get attacked by enemies, we can just like come into this room and we can stand behind it. Maybe this will sponge up some damage for us. Otherwise, there are modules that you want to like put further away from the door so that enemies cannot get to them as fast as they normally would. Anyway, and what we got here is a self-powered room, which is quite rare and quite beneficial. Not only was a self-powered room, but we also got some dust that we can use to power this room. And carry on. This floor will likely have like 4 or 5 more doors max, I would say. Restrainer is a pretty good item. It's important to, as you go along, not, first of all, don't ignore your stuff, but also to keep very close, like pay very close attention to all the stats and different items that you pick up. Like, it sounds rudimentary and obvious, but like even like a little bit of attack cooldown can have a giant effect on your DPS and things like that. So it's important to kind of weigh your equipment when it comes to bonuses, malices, and things like that, and just be on top of that. That's the key to success in this game, as far as I've come to learn. And it's good to keep people on par with the level the floor you are, like their level. If it corresponds with the floor, that's also just the way I play it, but it makes me feel comfortable to have, heroes on the same level as the floor number. So let's take a look at this. This gives us defense, max HP. It increases our attack cooldown, which is bad, which it means it's going to lower our DPS, as you can see here. All of it is shown in green and red numbers. It also gives you HP regen, which is not a lot for one. It's not a lot, but the 9 defense is pretty good. So Oppot has a defense of 13. They both have 13. So who has less HP? Okay, you take that. Actually, let's do it based on DPS. Your DPS is 22. Your DPS is 20. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah. We also have a nail gun that we're not gonna use because nobody uses a gun on our team. We have a spear user and a sword user. So we're gonna just gonna continue. There are keyboard shortcuts that are good to know, like the button for healing, the button for selecting individual heroes or all of your heroes. Yeah. And from time to time, you'll come across a merchant that you can purchase things from. That is a research crystal that I did not even see. What? How did that go unnoticed by me? That's insane. So these research artifacts allow you to spend your science to start a research project, which will have which will require 3 doors at a time. Opening 3 doors to finish one scientific research. And you get the thing that you researched. One of my favorite defensive and semi-offensive modules in the game is tear gas. Tear gas will not only reduce enemies' defenses divided by 2, but it'll also do, like, you know, damage over time, DOT. We're gonna definitely take that, even if it put me at 0 science. I'm totally for that. It's amazing. I love that module. Just load up every room with 12 of those, or whatever. Different merchants deal different in different currencies. Like this guy, he does, you know, industry stuff. So buy and sell in industry. We can sell that, get a little bit of industry boost, especially since now, like, nobody's using that gun. So what's the point in holding it? Once we find a new character, even if they use a handgun, we'll most likely find another one in a chest or from, like, another merchant. A toothpick would be great. We're gonna make sure that both of our heroes are extremely weak, by the way. We don't have a tanky hero, we don't have, like, a damage hero. We have a fast hero and a smart hero, that's what we have. So it's gonna be tough. We need to make sure that they are tough themselves. So this is going to give him 12 DPS, which is perfect. It's actually pretty amazing. And yeah, just continue on. Surprisingly, enemies have not spawned in any of these dark rooms, which I believe is due to the fact that we're on too easy. If we were on the higher difficulty, it would have kicked our butt, but not mine. I mean, I would have been fine. I've done quite a lot of pods on easy now. Iron Shield. Defense 20. I think I have to give it to Oppod. It's just straight up defense increase. So T's going to be at 19. She's going to be at 22. Those are pretty good numbers, as far as I'm concerned. On floor 1. We found the exit. We got some dust, but not enough to power another room, which is absolutely okay. I want to see what's beyond the elevator room. More dust in a chest. Oh, there we go. So we have 2 waves coming. I'm gonna run back. We also got tear gas. We unlocked that, fortunately. Come back to this room with the turret in it. Defend right here. I am a little scared that she might... Ah, she's fine. She's fine. But that was a little scary, right? So let's go back to the chest. We haven't opened it yet. The merchant survived. None of those enemies were interested in attacking that dude. Guard uniform. Who wants this? Speed decrease. This is something that I think Sarah can endure. 440, 430. DPS 22. Yeah, take that. And then you're gonna take this one. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Okay, alright. Let's get out of here. Hopefully. Last door? No. I'm gonna run back. I have multiple waves of enemies coming. I'm gonna make another prisoner prod here. Those attacks are quite heavy. Did not like it. You can also quickly level people up here. And Surgical Strikers is great. On Oppbot, it's one of his only truly offensive abilities that actually destroys enemies. It's very, very powerful. And let's take a look at exactly what we got out of the level ups. We got this, which increases his power by 10, and the attack cooldown goes down by 0.3, which is 30%, which on top of the plus 10 attack will further, like, hella increase his DPS when that's activated. It has a 3-door cooldown, as you can see, and it only lasts for 6 seconds. And everything has a funny flavor text for it. So, for example, this one says "Never start a fight with a surgeon." Sarah got, what did she get out of that? I think she only got stat increases out of that. But I'm very happy with my food stock right now. I could have made another food replicator, but we're fine. I do have 30 science, and with tear gas done, it might not be a bad idea to check out exactly what else we can take here. I'm gonna want to do the whole unlock, like, all the level 1 of all the modules to get at least one of those pods, because both of those pods are super interesting to me. So actually, let's start with bioorganic transference, which is a minor module that every time you kill an enemy, it divides depending on the level of that minor module of the bioorganic transference. On level 1, it divvies out 50 heal to the heroes in the room. And there's a little extra science here, which is quite lovely. Covers a little bit of what we spent. Oh my goodness, this floor is massive. Okay, come back. Oh geez, we're getting a lot of waves. Come back into this room. We're gonna actually put down a tear gas here as well. Opbot, don't get stuck, dude. Okay. Let's see. This could get pretty ugly for both of these guys, so if I'm gonna need to retreat, I'm gonna... No, we got it. We got it. It's power of tear gas, man. It's power of tear gas. Get gassed. That's horrible. Yo! There's nothing else that I'm gonna buy from you. Alright, see you later, buddy. Honestly, 2 more doors means we're gonna get even more enemies. Just maximum security there in that one room down there. Come on, run back, power that room. If heroes are in the same room as, let me pause this. If you end up with your hero in the same room with some enemies, the enemies will slow them down drastically, which is quite an issue, especially when it comes to the phase when you have to carry the crystal all the way to the elevator, because you already get slowed a lot by the weight of the crystal and all. And then if you end up with enemies in the room, then you're crawling very, very slowly. There are abilities. There are items that will give you this ability, and there are heroes that will have this ability innately, called Scamper. Scamper allows you to run through a room unslowed, you know. So where are you two? So this is why there are 2 reasons why Opbot is like further behind. He has lower speed, and he got caught in the wave of enemies coming toward us. The enemies will get significantly more difficult and crazy as we progress. Each floor kind of has a theme of monsters. Some floors will spawn a whole lot of enemies that will attack modules. Some will do like a whole variety of different monsters. Some will do monsters that will only target your heroes or major modules, blah 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 blah. Some of them ignore everything, ignore you, ignore your modules, and just like rush your crystal down, which is pretty scary when you go to the higher floors and you end up with like multiple doors leading to your crystal. Right now, this is like the easiest. Like, there's no way anything can get past me. And as you saw, Opbot spent a little time repairing the modules that were damaged by that little dude that had a croissant on his head. Let's go. And that's the last door of the dungeon with a chest in it. And we unlocked the bioorganic transference. We found another guard uniform. What? Would you like? Your DPS will go up. .30 defense. Yeah, use it. I know her DPS will go down, but I think 3 defense is pretty important. Yeah, let's do that. Sell this one. Sell this one. Especially for industry, I will definitely take extra industry early on. And then yeah, so that's that for this floor. Now, what we can do is we can unpower this room, give the power to this one. Maybe even unpower. This is actually quite difficult for the first floor. We didn't get a whole lot of dust. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Opbot guard this room behind the elevator. And then Sarah, she's going to go pick up the crystal. As soon as you pick up the crystal, every dark room, unpowered room is going to spawn enemies infinitely. And it's going to get crazier and crazier and crazier until you either escape or you're dead. Which means by the time we reach up here, we're going to have monsters coming out of this room, So we're going to hope that nobody dies. She's quite slow. We could put a... Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Albot. Please don't die. I'm using a very, very cheesy and cheeky strategy there. Do not do that. That's just weak. So there we go. We've done it. Floor 2. Crystal hasn't taken damage. We've done good work when it comes to researching. And it's a pretty decent start. And I think this is a perfect length for the first episode of this pod too. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Next time we're gonna go to floor 2. And make sure you leave a thumbs up on the video. Bye.